Hello and welcome back to a video for once. It's been a really long time since I've done anything on YouTube, and there's some reasons for that, but you know, I definitely didn't want to stop making videos, and I know I seem to get new subscribers still for some reason, even though it's been almost a year since I've uploaded anything, and I'm finally in a place now where I have the time, although I think right now it's 1 a.m. in the morning, so I don't know why I'm making this right now, but the last few days I've really wanted to, and I finally have a couple seconds, so I decided to make a video. So yeah, a lot of things have happened where, you know, I wasn't in a place where I could really, you know, race sims too often, or especially race and record them. And it's really been a long time since I've done any racing. Just this past week I've started doing some racing again, so really rusty, and I don't really want to jump right into I know everybody would want, or I think everybody would want me to start right back up with the Let's Race Grand Prix Legends stuff, and I do want to, but I don't know if I want to jump right into it being really rusty at driving. So I thought I'd just whet your appetite for something with racing this mod for Grand Prix Legends. You might be looking at this and thinking maybe it's like the sports car mod or something, but it's the Can-Am mod 71 season. I don't actually know too much about Can-Am. All I know is they're absolutely nutso cars, extreme amounts of horsepower, super short wheelbase, so the cars turn incredibly, and actually some corners you have a really hard time keeping it all together because the car just wants to fly off the track. It's really exciting cars. I know there wasn't too many rules, and it was kind of a short-lived thing because I think it was really dangerous, but kind of a really cool mod to have. And a lot of, I mean, like it was in the 60s and 70s, a lot of drivers from every discipline raced in everything. So there's a lot of F1 drivers and, you know, American IndyCar drivers and stuff that are USAC at the time, drivers that competed in this. So I thought we'd just do kind of a short race here. I think it's 12 laps around Road Atlanta, which is kind of a newer track that came out as well. Road Atlanta, famous for hosting the Petit Le Mans. It's a 12-hour kind of Le Mans style race in the fall every year, or late summer. That track is pretty much unchanged from this version we're going to race. So this is like the 71 version of the track. The only difference is down here in turn 10, where now there's like a chicane there. And you'll see why. It's an absolutely crazy corner, but they put a chicane in there to, I'm sure something awful happened. But I don't want to talk for too long here, so I just want to check my fuel. I'll do more talking while we're in the car. So I didn't qualify. I'm going to start from the back, maybe create some excitement. I know there's some much slower cars here, so it might be an interesting first couple of laps to try to knock my way up, but I know I'm decently quick, so maybe I'll get up towards the top. So you do see some of the names like Peter Efson, Denny Holm, Jackie Stewart, so obviously some F1 guys, and then a ton of people I have no idea who they are. This is using the Historics version of this mod, so each track has the historic field, I believe. And I think the car counts are actually much higher than this. There's probably some slower drivers missing, but enough cars to have some fun with. So without further ado, why don't we get started with this and see if I can survive the first couple laps here. Alright, so sitting in the car, on the grid, towards the end of the grid. Oh, and green flag down right away, so try to get off the line. Oh, and stack up right in front of me. Split to the inside. Down into the first gear here. Tighted through the first corner. So I think that's tough about these cars. The mirrors are so far out to the outside. Stacking up here, trying not to run to the back of any of these slower cars. Big correction there. Trying to look to my left just to get a spot at my mirror. definitely not giving me a break at all here. Just remembering how to drive. It's seriously been a good 10 months since I did any serious sim racing, so I'm getting very stacked up here. I really need to get around a couple of these slower cars. Now we'll come on to the big back straightaway. Definitely open up the throttle and try to pass by a couple of these cars. Onto the grass. Getting squeezed there. Able to make it. So this is that corner I was talking about. Scoops down into the hill. Gets very touchy here at the bottom. Car likes to go sideways. You gotta break up the hill for the last corner here. Running a little wide. This car in front of me is making the road awful narrow for me. Coming by to complete the first lap, so pretty hectic lap there, but able to keep it together. So this would definitely be a very fun car to kind of race on the whole season, and I think I intend to at some point. Of course, I'm using the Richie Axelson driver, but just kind of a fictional race, I guess you could say. Not one in his story as of right now. So I'm doing a couple things differently than I used to. See if I can squeak up the inside. I'm trying to keep it very tidy. Pass done. Coming out of the corner there, down this long straightaway. A little drafting, maybe sweep to the inside here. And get the car settled for this big dip. Yeah, so like I was saying, I'm just keeping it on the track there. Like I was saying, doing a couple things differently now. Since the last time I was recording videos, I have a new monitor, although I don't think you'd be able to tell in the videos, but it is much bigger than my old one. I'm racing on a 27-inch now. Still single screen, would love triples one day. I don't actually know if triples would work as I blow the apex there. If triples would work in Grand Prix Legends, but if they did, that would be excellent. Oh, and just touching the grass, giving me S's all wrong. Definitely can tell I'm out of practice a bit. I was also testing different recording software, and I might make a video if people would be interested in how I record videos. But in the past, I always used Fraps. I found some other programs that do a really good job, although I switched back to Fraps for this video. The other programs don't seem to work well, or I can't find an easy way to make them work well with Grand Prix Legends and being such an old sim. Down through the gears here. Definitely closing in on this guy in front. Should be able to get by him. I found the shifting in these cars is much slower than I'm used to, so I'm kind of jumping the tack once in a while. I have to be careful of downshifting. This isn't a very long race. I hate to blow the engine. Oh, and I did forget to mention, I'm racing in one of the McLarens. I can't remember the exact model number. I'm sure somebody watching the video could tell me that, but there's a few included with the mod. This one seems, I remember seeing pictures of this one, so I picked it. Let's see if we can get a good launch out of this corner. We'll pass the 29 car here. And he's got pretty good speed down the straightaway as well, but I've got better. To the, I don't know what this is, but it feels like a bowl. In front of me here, I got another McLaren car. Not getting it shifted down into first quick enough. Use a lot of engine braking. So if you get into the wrong gear, you won't slow down as easily as you're used to. the lap. The laps really do tick by quick here. It's a nice fast track. You get stacked up behind the McLaren in kind of a bad area. Oh, I'm getting a little under control and almost taking myself and him out. Maybe I'll get a good exit at the top of this hill here, cut the curb best I can. He slows me up so much. A lot of sitting behind traffic is trying to figure out when the best time is. I'm not taking any irrational moves here. I could jump on the inside of him, but that might not end well. I know I could easily get him outside of the corner there. I think. The crest there into the grass a little bit. Messy, but successful nonetheless. Car breaking away again. Now there is this amazing video of this track in real life online. I think this was about the time this track was made, or recently repaved at least, and shows these guys going out there. Somebody mounted a camera on the front of the car. It's an incredible lap, and it'll actually show you how close this track is to the real thing. How well of a job they did modeling it, because it definitely does look superb. But that chicane they added at the end, although probably much safer, definitely did take something away from the fast nature of the track. Very familiar with this track from, of course, iRacing. So let's see if I can get back to the front straight away this time, if I can remember the key for my pit board, so we can see what position we're in and how many laps we have to go. Stepping on the gas just a little bit too early when I'm shifting. Last corner. Looks like the other cars are running onto the paint there too, though. P7, 6 laps to go. That's pretty good, considering I started 19th, I think, 20th. So if we can get around this car here and pick up a 6th position. Nice to maybe get a top 5, but I definitely have to get going on these positions in front. Oh, getting a nice run out of there. Getting a little wheel spin. A little more wheel spin, but this back straightaway seems to be my best friend. Passing cars, but we're side by side as we're going to go into this dipping corner here. Let's see if I can keep it in front of him, and I do. Get off the gas just quick enough so my car doesn't brake sideways, and onto the brakes and through this final corner. And then across the line. Do notice one thing seems weird about this mod is just this weird sand sound that I'm hearing quite a bit from the engine. I don't know if you'll be able to notice it in the video, but it seems almost like a static sound almost. But other than that, I mean, everything about this is just great for a game that was made in 1998. Look at the trees in the distance there. Very, very good. Trying to keep it without spinning the wheels there, but I wasn't really able to. I see some cars in front of me that I'm closing up on pretty quick. I'm wondering maybe that's the end of the field, which might help me out actually. Let me catch some of these guys in front of me. Yeah, this is definitely one of the slower cars. One thing that I really love, as he's blocking me quite a bit, just trying to get out of the way. On the outside. One thing I love quite a bit about the Can-Am cars is that every single one is very, very different. You can definitely tell them apart, whereas some of the F1 cars and sports cars tend to look the same. These ones have exhausts coming out of everywhere, and they're all kind of like a wedge shape with wings, some of them, and it's very, very cool. I'm stuck up here behind another Slowbee. To his outside, just touching the grass on the exit there, but no big deal. I'm really having to get on the brakes this time. Jet to the inside, see if I can pass a couple of them before we get onto the long straightaway. Getting nice and crossed up there. Try to squeak by this one last guy here. Easily done before the treacherous turn. Getting sideways that time. I did do a little bit of practice before I made this video, and first few times around I got caught out in that corner, and it doesn't end well, let me tell you. Down in second gear for the first corner. Not the best line, but could have been worse. This section takes a little while to get used to, but I found myself catching onto it quickly, and I think it's from my experience in iRacing. Alright, so I don't know if this car in front of me is one of the slower ones or not, one of the lapped cars, but I do appear to be closing in not quite as quickly as I had been to some of those other guys, so maybe I am catching a car for position here. I believe it would be 5th spot. So a nice top 5 would be good after starting last. So I would, obviously, I'm going to try to start making some more videos. I would like to do some iRacing stuff maybe, and of course Grand Prix Legends, and maybe some other sims, although I'm not really into many of the other ones at the moment, or I'm into none of them at the moment, but just from reading up on them, none of them really appeal to me too much. I mean, iRacing's got the great online racing, and I got great offline racing here with GPL, so what else do I really need? Though, with Le Mans being this weekend, I really would enjoy doing. There's a good sim Le Mans something. I know R Factor has some stuff for that. Some of those mods are just so poorly put together, and it's one thing with Grand Prix Legends, you never really have to worry about the quality of the mods. I mean, everything that is released, which sometimes you could complain that there isn't enough or it doesn't come quickly enough, but by now, I mean, what's 18 years on, there's definitely enough stuff, but it's all really high quality. So definitely pulling this guy in here. Gear and keep the throttle on as long as I feel lucky enough before going into the S there. Just a couple laps left now. Don't have much time to do this. Touching the grass. Second gear. Top of the hill there. First, try to get a good exit here. It's a pretty cool looking car in front of me. Down into first. Saving for the back straight. See if I can get alongside at least. Coming out of the corner. Side by side, he pulls ahead a little bit. With the draft back up on him. Down into the S. Very, very tight. The pull in front, I see a yellow flag. Trying not to slow down too much. And running a little bit wide. But still able to stay in front. As I come, yeah, it's the final lap. Across the line. Whew. And a pretty good finish, I'd say, for a pretty good race. I feel very good about that one. And I'd say, I hope at least, if anybody's still watching my videos after the almost year absence, that was worth it. Or that was at least fun to watch, because I had a good time driving that actually, and I'm definitely going to have to do more races in these cars. They're a lot of fun. And this is the kind of car, see, with iRacing releasing cars, I feel like the people want, you know, an F1 car or like a prototype or something, like, you know, just a modern sports car. What we really should be going after are cars that race well, because just think of the races you'd have online with something like this. It'd be insane. But it will never happen. It's just not the way things are, but at least we have great sims like GPL to make them happen. Just drive back into the pits here. I think something closing up on me quickly for some reason, in a rush to get home. Oh, and he just wants to stay alongside. And the pit lane, yeah, it does start on the outside here, so it gets a little weird. But yeah, fun race. I had a really good time doing that one. Nothing like a good race to get you back into the mood of racing more. So we'll just pull into the pit stall here. Just take a look at the results quickly, although, you know, they don't really matter, but I'd like to see. I think I got that top 5. Whoop, just about missing my pit stall. Get out of the car. Alrighty. So, Peter Revson wins it. Denny Holm, Jackie Stewart. Not even going to try this name here. And then Richie Axis in 5th place, starting 19th to 5th. I'd say that was pretty good. Pretty good race. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry I didn't make videos for so long. I know some people really wanted them. I kept track of the comments and stuff, and sometimes it just felt really bad. But hopefully it was worth the wait, and I'll definitely be back sooner than a year from now. So I'll see you next time.